Welcome back to Dinar Community. June 20, 2025, is quickly becoming more than just a date circled on a calendar. For millions of holders of the Iraqi Dinar (IQD) and Vietnamese Dong (VND), it could represent the long-awaited turning point after years of mixed messages, rumors, and uncertainty. For over a decade, speculation around a major currency revaluation has simmered quietly, whispered in backrooms of global finance, hinted at by policy shifts, and cautiously analyzed by economic insiders. Now, for the first time in years, both the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) are set to release a joint statement on June 20, sparking waves of anticipation around the world. What might appear like another diplomatic press release could, in reality, signal a seismic shift in global monetary policy. This isn't a typical update or technical adjustment. Early indicators suggest we are looking at a broad, intentional realignment of key currencies, potentially affecting markets from Southeast Asia to the Middle East and beyond. This move is unlike anything seen in recent memory. Financial veterans, former IMF advisors, and senior banking executives have all pointed to the radio silence and deliberate blackouts leading up to this announcement, clear signs that a high-level coordinated event is underway. Here at Iraqi Dinar Info, we deal in verified facts and strategic preparation, not hype. In today's breakdown, we'll explore the critical questions: why now? Why these players? And what does this mean for anyone holding IQD or VND? In the world of international finance, coordinated actions between heavyweight institutions don't happen by accident. A joint public release from the IMF and a sovereign central bank like the CBI is nearly unprecedented unless something significant is in motion. Leaked IMF documents dated June 1 mentioned a synchronized exchange framework announcement, followed by remarks from CBI officials on June 3 hinting at a public-facing guidance to be issued before the end of the month. By June 10, the speculation was over. Both institutions confirmed the June 20 joint release. What adds weight to this timeline are the events happening behind the scenes. Across global Forex systems, especially in financial centers like Frankfurt, Dubai, and Singapore, targeted freezes on IQD and VND trading have occurred. These weren't system glitches. Insiders now confirm that these were orchestrated back-end simulations, test runs preparing for potential shifts in currency valuation. Technical bulletins titled Asset Class Reindexing, East Asia and Middle East, have been quietly shared with institutional traders. The intent is now clear. A real recalibration is on the horizon. For years, the idea of the Iraqi dinar revaluation has been brushed off as conspiracy fodder. But that narrative is becoming increasingly difficult to support. Over the last 3 months, the CBI has taken concrete actions pointing to serious financial preparation. Iraq's foreign currency reserves have jumped by 12% in Q2, a major fiscal move indicating large-scale liquidity planning. New financial infrastructure partnerships have been signed with European clearing systems, integrating Iraq more deeply into international flows. Crisis liquidity mechanisms have been activated in Baghdad, Erbil, and Sulaymaniyah, all hallmarks of a system bracing for controlled monetary volatility. And most notably, lower denomination IQD notes are reportedly printed and ready, a telltale sign of an expected increase in currency value. Further validation came on June 6, when confidential internal guidance was sent to Tier 1 banks, outlining procedures for a potential value shift. The memo clearly identified June 20 as the anticipated window for operations. Insider forecasts suggest new IQD rates could land between $330 and $521 per 1,000 dinar, depending on market reactions and early stabilization efforts. And it's not just Iraq under the microscope. Vietnam's monetary activity has raised just as many eyebrows. The State Bank of Vietnam (SBV) has quietly been reinforcing its economic base, purchasing large amounts of gold and limiting US dollar outflows, ensuring more liquidity stays within national borders. In addition, 9 VND-linked trading platforms have had transactions suspended. The IMF completed a currency flexibility audit in May, often a precursor to realignment decisions. Vietnam has since granted permission for IMF modeling teams to include the Dong in a broader exchange rate overhaul. Across banking sectors in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, officials are now openly referencing a Phase 1 realignment, using the same language that preceded revaluations in countries like Egypt and Kazakhstan. While nothing is officially finalized, analysts believe the VND's post-adjustment rate could range between $1.13 and $3.95 per 100,000 dong, depending on how Phase 1 rolls out. Meanwhile, U.S. financial institutions are preparing in silence. Banks including Chase, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup have initiated internal readiness simulations under the codename East Currency Scenario. These tests are specifically focused on IQD and VND redemptions. A leaked Chase Bank memo from May 22 mentioned exchange windows running from June 20 through June 24, matching the IMF CBI timelines. These preparations aren't limited to America. Reports from Australia, Canada, the UAE, and the UK suggest that global financial centers have received institutional briefings and readied redemption infrastructure, including UV scanners and watermark verification tech for note authentication. Dual ID requirements for redeemers, with an emphasis on passports. Tiered payout protocols, with larger allocations potentially reserved for institutional or early contract participants. Most retail bank workers likely know nothing, but higher-level operations teams and IT staff have been training for weeks. Let's be clear, banks don't run complex simulations for imaginary events. They do so for real scenarios they expect to face imminently. As June 20 approaches, it's crucial to cut through misinformation. Ignore anonymous internet posts, wild promises of secret numbers, or brokers promising massive returns with zero proof. No legitimate bank will engage in currency exchanges without formal institutional clearance, especially involving revaluation events. If anyone claims otherwise, walk away. What is happening is methodical, institutional, and deliberate. This isn't about overnight riches. It's about a structured transition involving confirmed steps, legal frameworks, verification, and phased releases. Real preparation looks like this. All your currency receipts should be saved, scanned, and accessible. Physical notes stored in sealed, organized containers. 2 forms of government ID, one of which should be a passport. A dedicated digital folder with all documentation, scanned IDs, and key contacts. Be reachable from June 20 to 24. Missed calls during this window could mean missed opportunities. Scammers thrive during confusion, but you don't have to play into their hands. You have the truth. You have the strategy. Whether you hold 1 million Vietnamese Dongs or 10,000 Iraqi Dinars, the same rules apply: calm, clear planning and execution. This isn't about hype. It's not fantasy. It's real financial architecture quietly being deployed on a global scale. If this message resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to Dinar Community, share this with fellow holders, and comment, "I'm ready for June 20" below if your documents and strategy are in place. This isn't a drill. This is execution.